Hey YouTube, this is my very first video, so I ain't got all no intros and all that bullshit that you see on YouTube these days. This is my very first one. I'm Terrence, by the way, and I'm gonna be talking to y'all about super ego today. It's a very hot topic on YouTube, to say the least. It's a very hot topic, very controversial company. I want to start off by saying I've only been here for a few days, so I'm only going to talk about at least the orientation part and what I've experienced thus far. Granted, I've only been here 4 days, so I'll be coming back with more videos after this to give you guys updates on what's going on. But as far as right now, I'll talk about the orientation and what's been going on thus far. So far so good. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, so I got there on a Sunday and they Ubered me to the yard, and it was outside of their little 25-mile range, if you call it, but they hooked me up anyways. So I got there to the yard on a Sunday of all days, and I seen buku people there. Like, I was surprised to see that many people there, and I was surprised that they were even open on a Sunday, but they're dedicated to their craft, I guess. But yeah, they had yard managers, safety, everybody was there, on a Sunday. So when I got there, they had about 30 plus drivers there, all waiting to start their opportunities here. And so the first thing I did, my recruiter, by the way, his name's Johnny, my recruiter told me to call the yard manager, whose also name was Johnny. So I called him when I got there, and I told me, hey, I'm in here. Told me where he was at, and I went to his desk. He had a couple drivers ahead of me, and told me to just wait around and he'll get to me. So once he got done with that, I went and sit down with him. He told me, hey, what you looking for? So I said, I want a Kenworth. In all my 9 years of driving, I never got one. Never got a Kenworth. That's the one truck I've always wanted. I've been stuck in Pete's and internationals and all this bullshit, but never a Kenworth. So I told him I want a Kenworth, and I wanted the 22 because I don't like odd numbers. I don't want 21 or 23. And so I told him I wanted 22. And he said, well, right now, it would be better if you were to, fly out somewhere and recover a truck as opposed to getting one here at the yard, because our shop is so backed up. If there's any deficiency, it could take 2 to 3 days. One, I'm allergic to waiting. I'm allergic to anything that deals with patience. So I chose to say, okay, let me go fly out somewhere, get the $1,000 and get a truck that I ain't gotta wait for 2 or 3 days to fix. If it is got any issues, they fix it for the free, and you just go in, tell them what's wrong. When you get to the truck or trailer, tell them what's wrong. They get everything fixed, not on you. Great start. Plus you get $1,000. I don't see no harm, no foul in that. So then we found one in Virginia at a shop. Great, wonderful. I mean, all the issues should be fixed with it. Told me that was a DEF issue, that they had to replace all the DEF bullshit. Cool, great. So I chose that truck. It ended in a positive number, so I was cool with that. Granted, it's white and I hate white trucks, but whatever the case may be. So I chose that. After that, he told me to go talk to safety. So he walked me over to safety. I talked to the safety lady. She hooked me up. She helped me out. I didn't have to fill out none of that paperwork bullshit because it was Sunday, and she didn't have a whole lot to do. So she just did all my paperwork for me. I didn't have to Normally you got to go online, fill out the application, sign your paperwork, and all that. She hooked your boy up. So, I didn't have to do any of that. Got hooked up. So that was Sunday. I was done. She gave me the schedule. So, all those drivers that I like I said, before I got here, I watched every single video, part of every Facebook group. I did all that bullshit, all my research before coming here. And I've seen a lot of videos of people saying they didn't know what to do in orientation. I'm like, the hell these Johnnies doing? Like, how do you not know? They give you a schedule. Like, what? But that's neither here nor there. They give you a schedule, pinpoint times of what to do. People still fuck it up. They were even fucking it up while I was there. So, I was looking around, and I'm going to just say this. Why some of these Johnnies that were up in there fucking wanting to lease is mind-boggling to me. And that's how you end up with all these negative videos, because some of these Johnnies got no business leasing, let alone being a truck driver for that matter. I mean, I don't understand it. They're real Johnnies, and full disclaimer, I'm saying the word Johnny. It just means somebody who is lazy, don't want to work, or a little slow. The blue hallway kids, culling Pluto their entire schooling career. So if you hear me say Johnny, and just either lazy driver or somebody who ain't too bright upstairs, So, and also I might say JBN, which also means some random ass driver come and talk to you about shit you don't care about. All right, now that's out the way. So I seen a couple of these Johnnies up in there, and I'm like, ay. Now I know why they get these bad reviews, because Super Ego just be hiring just anybody off the fucking street, and boy, they ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna be complaining on YouTube. But anyways, nonetheless. So after I got done with safety that day, I came back on Monday. She gave me a schedule, 8 a.m. I had to be back for my time period. Granted, 9 o'clock, the bus will be there to pick you up, to take you to do the drug test. But me, I like to be early everywhere, so I was there at 8 a.m. And I was outside waiting on the Super Ego guys to come pick us up, take us over to the drug test, which is like down the street. I could have walked there if I knew it was right there. But they took us over there. I did the drug test. Got back about 9:45. I had to piss anyways, so got back about 9:45. On the schedule it said 10 o'clock orientation. So I made it back in time for the 10 o'clock orientation class. I sat in the class, did that. My next thing was to go back to safety, talk to them, but I didn't have nothing to do. That's when you go back and give them your drug test and fill out any remaining paperwork you got to fill out. And she had already done that the day prior, so all I had to do was email her a picture of my drug test, and booyah, that was it. So that took 2 minutes of an interview with her. So then I had at 1 o'clock the class with Hammer Lane. That was very informational, and these Johnnies in there made it long. It's not rocket science, it's simple math, and these Johnnies up in there was asking the dumbest fucking questions you could ever ask, but nonetheless, they just made it longer than what it needed to be. And I'm like, man, they ain't gonna make it. But and so after that class, I had to go back to safety to get my binder. And yeah, so I got my binder. Then I had to go to back to the yard manager to get the keys and my flight ticket to get up out of there, because I took the drug test that morning. By 5 p.m. that bitch was back clear. Hey, It is what it is. I don't do drugs anyway, so no, it is what it is. But I never seen the drug test come back that quick. But YOLO. But anyway, so after I got my binder for the truck, I went over there to Johnny, the yard manager. He told me, hey, here are the keys. Reservations is going to call you with your flight information and stuff like that. So about 20 minutes later, after getting the keys and talking to him, reservations called me. I got my flight for that morning, straight flight to Virginia. It just so happens to be in Richmond, so that made it even easier. They got me an Uber from the airport to the truck. Then I got in the truck and, here I am. My dispatcher seems pretty cool. She ain't about the bullshit. So that's another thing about that. The low board has its hits and misses, I've seen maybe one or two good loads on it, and the rest are all, they need Jesus. So, yeah, if you're going to come here thinking you're going to self-dispatch and go along with the low board, maybe not right now anyways, because that still need a little blessing, but nonetheless, so my dispatcher is pretty cool. My fleet manager is pretty cool. He got everything situated with the truck. He had a few issues that I needed taken care of. He took care of that with no problem. Everything took a day because, one, it's the TA. Them niggas slow. So, got everything taken care of. So I flew out on Tuesday, got the truck. Everything was fixed by Wednesday evening, as it is today. So everything got fixed, and I got my first load picking up in the morning. That's another thing. Like, every load that my dispatcher called me was $2 plus. And on low board, they got worse loads, but some of these drivers telling me, they only paying $1.30, this and that, but I only been here 4 days, so we'll see what time tells. But as of right now, I haven't experienced that. But if you want to come here, you can come here, but don't be a Johnny, okay? You can't come to a leasing company being a Johnny, okay? You just can't. Okay, you can't come here thinking you're going to spend more time in the berth than behind the wheel, okay? That doesn't work that way. I'm a hustler. I'm a runner. I've heard and seen so many drivers on here saying that they're runners. And then they show us their statement, and I've seen one or two loads where you're running to your house. What I mean by running and what I like to do, not saying that you have to, but what I like to do is drive 800 to 900 miles a day and get there next day. Give me some team loads. I'm allergic to being in a berth. I'm not saying you got to come here and do that just to make money or anything like that, but I'm just saying that's what I consider running. Doing 500-mile loads here and there ain't running. Okay, where you going? Running to your house? Running to the berth? Where you running? So I like to run. I like to go. So that's what made me come here to Super Eagle, because I've seen so much negativity. I played football growing up, so I like competition. I like the struggle. I like to see what it is. People telling me what something is, I like to go find out myself. That's just the way it is. That's the way I have always been. So I'm here to see what all the fuss and hoop and hollering is about, So I'm going to be giving you guys, videos all the time. I've seen a lot of videos where people say that, and I ain't going to see them forever again, So I'm going to give you guys videos. Like I say, I'm going to give you guys videos, and we're going to go from there. So far, so good here. But if you're a Johnny, you're not gonna make it. Simply put, you need to go back to the Sharp Bus or wherever you came from. But this isn't a company lease purchase. I will say that. It is for actual lease purchase guys who don't need their handheld, who isn't looking for the company to babyfy them. You know, this is get it how you live here. And if you can't do that, if you still need coddling, don't come here crying about the company. Simply put, I'm not saying come here. I'm not promoting them or any of that bullshit. I'm just here to tell you, this is not like Swift, Prime, or any of those leasing companies out there that, you know, help you out along the way. No, baby step you. This ain't the company for that. Need baby steps, go be a company driver. I hear it all the time. If you got a company driver mindset, don't come here. It ain't just about having a company driver mindset. It's about being coddled. If you are ready and a go-getter, then come here. If you're not too bright upstairs, go to Swift. Because they will help you on the blue bus. That's all I got to say for now. If I miss anything, you guys are welcome to comment or anything like that or anything like that. But I'm going to say this. This is, to me, a fairly decent company as of right now. And orientation isn't as hard as people make it. I mean, they literally give you a schedule and people were still late to class. Like I said, if you want to ride the Sharp Bus or be a Johnny, don't come here. This ain't the company for you. And y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all for watching. Look forward to the next video. Y'all be easy.